Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay. You've probably seen by the title. I called it the phone because it was about one of my phones I had in first or second. Yeah, wait, second grade. Yeah, and a lot of crazy stuff happened. So first of all, there's a lot of people in this story. I'm not going to say their names. Okay. So one day I was at school in second grade, and every time when we would go to recess, there would like be teachers there just in case, like if we needed help or like someone got in trouble or like someone got hurt and stuff. There would be like a little room attached to the playground, and we would go in there so we can go to the bathroom and wash our hands or like tie our shoes or just like cool off in there for like a little. And no teachers would go in there, just the students. But teachers were allowed to go in there, so but they never came in there. But my mom and dad got me like a little flip phone. It was like this big, and I think it was one of my first phones. I think one of my first real phones, and I was like so happy, and so I brought it to school, and my mom told me to bring it just in case, like if I had to take the bus and not go to parent pickup, and like if someone like tries to do something to me, I can grab my phone and call her. But nothing happened, and then I took my phone to recess, and we're not allowed to have phones at school. And I was so dumb. I took my phone, and there's this girl. Let's just say it starts with a D. So she was my best friend. So D came with me, and she was like, "Hey, is that a real phone?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And and I said, "I'm going to call my dad." And then she's like, "Are you sure we're not going to get in trouble?" And I said, "Yeah, we're not going to get in trouble. We're going to be good." And so I tried to call my dad after a little, and since it was new, I actually didn't know how to like call and stuff. And then I was like, you know what, let's just not do it. And so about like when we're gonna go outside, one of the teachers walks in, and she looks like a teacher that's like sassy, and she does like dramatic makeup and stuff. But she wasn't sassy and dramatic or anything, but she did wear dramatic makeup, and she scared me and my friend D, and she saw my phone, and she was like, "Is that a phone?" I think it's just my mom. Okay. Um, oh, yeah. Um, when she said, "Is that a real phone?" I was like, okay, so here's the thing. When I was like in kindergarten and stuff, if someone would ask me questions like, "What's your favorite color?" and then if I would like say pink, they'd be like, "Yeah," and then I'll be like, I'll be so shy to talk and stuff, and I would always like do like a little smile and be shy. And then when the teacher said, "Is that a real phone?" I went like that. I smiled, and she said, "Why do you have that?" And I said, "I just wanted to call my dad." And she's like, "You're not allowed to have phones." And I was like, "Okay, sorry." And she was like, "Give me your phone." And I was like, "Okay." and I was walking to her nervously, and so I gave it to her, and then I started crying, like I had a breakdown. I was crying so much, and my heart was beating fast because I'm not like one of like the students that would be like yelling out answers or like going to get a drink of water or like going to the bathroom without asking and stuff, because I'd be the shy one. And in math, when I was in like second grade, I would be like shy to answer because I didn't know much of math, and they would just pick randomly. They'll be like Layla, and I'll be all quiet and just freeze, and my heart would be racing and stuff. But I started to cry, and I started to get so scared. My heart was racing because I would never get in trouble like that, and I never did at school. And my old schools, new schools, I never like did that before. I never got in trouble bad. But she took my phone away, and then when I started to cry, I started to say, "I'm sorry, can I please have it back? I'm so sorry. I don't know what my parents will do to me. I'm so sorry. Can I please have it back? Please, please, please." And I kept saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And I kept saying, "Please." And she's like, "No, because if I give you the phone back, then I'll get in trouble and probably get fired." And then I was like, "It's okay. Can I please have my phone? Please, please, please." And she kept saying no. And at the time, my cousin, Eden, he has a YouTube channel, so I'll link it down in the description below so you can check it out. But my cousin was in the same grade and was the same age as me. And I and he used to go to recess with me and his friends and my friends. And this time he wasn't there. And sometimes if somebody at my old school, when I was like in kinder, first and second, in my old school, they'll be like, if you get detention, you have to like stay with the teacher inside the classroom and not go to recess and stuff. And sometimes it will be a good thing because sometimes a teacher will treat the kids and say, "Oh, hey kids, you've been doing so good on like math and reading and everything, and I'm gonna let you guys stay here in the classroom and eat in the classroom and maybe watch a movie." And they would get all excited, and I guess he was in this classroom watching like a movie because none of his friends were like at the playground too. And so I went up to one of my friends and they're like, "Why are you crying?" And I'm like, "The teacher took my phone away." And they're like, "Well, why can't you ask your cousin for help?" And I was like, "He's not here." And I kept crying and crying until we went back in the classroom. And when we were lining up to go back in the classroom, my teacher came, and let me get this out of the way first. Before all of this happened, I was in my class and I took my phone out and I put it like under my desk so no one can see it. And then I showed my two friends, and one of my friends accidentally pressed a button and it started to talk, and then I turned it off. And then when I put it back on my desk, I accidentally hit a button and it started to speak Spanish. And everybody heard it, and I think we're having a test. And everybody heard it. And the teacher was like, "Layla, put this away in your backpack, and if I see it again, you're going to get in trouble." And I said, "Okay." And so I put it back in my backpack. And then before we went to lunch and I got my phone taken away, I put on my jacket that had two pockets, like right here. And I put my phone in one of the pockets and I took it to recess. And so that's out of the way. So when my teacher came to recess to pick us up, the recess teacher, gave my teacher my phone, and she was like, this little girl right here, she had her phone, and I think she said something else, I'm not sure. And when the teacher came, my friend D left me alone with her. Like when she saw her, and the teacher said, "Is that a phone?" She just laughed. She didn't say nothing like, "Oh, bye, Layla," or "I'm going over there, Layla." She didn't say nothing. She just literally left me, and I was by myself. And that's all the way too. And when my teacher saw that, she was like, "Okay, I'll talk to her." And then when we went back in the classroom, I started to cry, but I didn't want to cry in front of my whole class, so I started to calm down and not cry anymore. And when it was the end of the day, well, almost the end of the day, I stood there quiet, no talking to nobody. I was quiet because I was so embarrassed. And at the end of the day, my teacher is like, "Layla, come here." And then I said, "Okay." And so I went there, and she gave my phone back to me. And she wasn't mad, like, "I seriously better not see this again." She was like, "Put this away in your backpack and I'll tell your parents." And she said it nicely, not mean or like this. "You better put it away in your backpack and I'm going to call your parents." She just said it nicely. And I guess she wasn't too mad at me because I was a student who never got in trouble in the classroom. And I think she wasn't mad a lot, but she was a little mad. And I got the reason why. And when I went back to recess the day after, I didn't want to see that teacher's face ever again because I would be so embarrassed, and she would still be there. And the next day when I saw her, I just went up the slide so she couldn't see me. And for the rest of the school year, I kept hiding from her. And until I went to a new school. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you didn't like this video, give it a big thumbs up. And I will see you guys maybe tomorrow. Bye.